Hello to all my dear followers, and welcome back to Turkish series stars. Settle in, because everything you've been waiting to hear is unfolding today. Before we dive into the heart of the story, make sure you've subscribed and tapped like, because this is the update everyone in the entertainment world is talking about. The spotlight has turned, the whispers have grown louder, and one honest confession has sent shockwaves through the industry. The calm, graceful, and very private Cemre is just days away from welcoming her first child, and she has shared a decision so intimate, so unexpected, that it instantly became the headline on every feed. When a reporter gently asked her about her delivery plans at a recent event, Cemre took a breath, her eyes steady and her voice clear, and gave an answer that caught everyone off guard. "The only person who will be with me during the birth is Gökberk," she said, as if she had been holding that truth quietly in her heart all along. She didn't add drama, she didn't embellish, she simply offered a slice of her reality. That Gökberk is none other than actor Gawkberg Yilderim. Those few words, spoken softly, were enough to ignite emotion, admiration, and a storm of speculation across the internet. Cemre has always guarded her private life with a careful, measured grace. For months, she kept the details of her pregnancy close, revealing little beyond a peaceful smile and a few breadcrumbs about her gratitude. She focused on health, family, and quiet joy, leaving fans and the media to guess at the rest. But last night, under the warm glow of cameras at a charity gala, when the inevitable question came about who would be with her in the delivery room, she didn't hesitate. "This is a very special and sensitive moment for me. I wanted someone beside me who I can trust completely, someone who gives me peace. Gökberk has been by my side through this entire process. He's my biggest support. He's become like family." Those words were barely out before social media went wild. Within minutes, the clip was trending, timelines were filled with takes and retakes, and every fan page was posting freeze frames of her expression, her tone, the delicate choice of words. Soon, confirmation spread. Yes, the Gökberk she meant was indeed the rising star, Gawkberg Yilderim, an actor whose trajectory has soared in recent years and whose reputation for discipline and quiet charm has earned him a devoted following. Their paths crossed months ago, when they were cast in the same series. What started as a professional rapport quickly blossomed into palpable on-screen chemistry that viewers couldn't help but notice. Off-camera, both consistently insisted they were just friends, repeating the line with the calm of people who knew what they were guarding. But after this confession, fans started to reconsider everything they thought they knew. As reactions poured in, the internet divided into 1,000 interpretations. Some applauded Cemre's clarity and the gentle courage of putting her well-being first, praising the trust she placed in a person she clearly considers central to her life. Others read more between the lines, convinced that her choice hints at a deeper bond, perhaps a romance that grew behind the scenes, away from the noise and the guessing. The debate rose and fell in waves. Are they together? Are they a couple? Or is this the kind of unshakable friendship that allows two people to walk through life's most vulnerable moments side by side, without a label? Following her announcement, every lens pivoted to Gökberk Yilderim. He has not issued a formal statement. No declarations, no clarifications, no carefully crafted notes to the press. Silence. But close sources, those familiar voices who tend to emerge when the lights burn brightest, insist he has been there from the start. According to these sources, he quietly escorted Cemre to prenatal checkups, chose to sit in waiting rooms when a production schedule might have given him a reason not to be there, and showed up during the rougher days, when nausea and sleepless nights made simple routines a little harder. Those who claim to have seen him with her describe a calm presence, the kind of steady energy that makes a room feel safe. One insider said, "He doesn't make a show of helping, he just does it." And that's why she trusts him. In a follow-up interview, gentle and unhurried, Cemre spoke more openly than ever about what these final days feel like. "I am about to experience the most important moment of my life," she said, and her voice trembled, not with fear, but with tenderness. "I wanted someone beside me who understands me completely." Gökberk has been an incredible support from day one. His calm presence gives me peace, and my family respects my decision. There was no defensiveness in her answer, only a quiet assurance that she is doing what feels right for her and her baby. It didn't end the speculation, it deepened the storyline. People heard not just the trust she placed in him, but the intimacy of emotion that doesn't require a label to be real. Immediately, fans began revisiting the moments that now appear to have hinted at this bond. Photos from red carpets resurfaced, where their smiles seemed a touch more genuine in each other's company, where their laughter felt more like something shared, not staged. Clips from behind the scenes started circulating again, her leaning into a joke he whispered, him stepping aside so she could take the spotlight, their eyes meeting in the small quiet spaces between takes. Their drama offered glimpses of a connection that felt natural, unforced, and beautifully timed. Even the scenes where they were supposed to be distant carried an undercurrent of familiarity that audiences couldn't quite define, but felt, instinctively. Many viewers had already shipped them long before last night. They saw a spark in the scripted worlds, then glimpses of it in the unscripted ones, and hoped the story might be quietly writing itself in real life. Now that Cemre's declaration is out in the open, the question lingers in the air with a sweet ache: will Gökberk be more than emotional support when the big moment arrives? Will this be the beginning of a chapter neither of them tried to rush, a chapter that simply began when they were ready? In the middle of all this noise, one thing stands out: Cemre's sincerity. She didn't dramatize, she didn't tease, she didn't turn her truth into a spectacle. With remarkable composure, she put her well-being first and chose the person who, in her own words, gives her peace. There's a kind of love, even if it's not named, that reveals itself in presence, not in announcements. A love, or a friendship born of shared work, understanding glances, patient listening, and showing up for doctor's appointments when no one is watching. Of course, the public wants clarity. The comments flood in like waves on a windy shore. Some plead for a statement from him, imagining his quiet tone confirming a feeling that has been building for months. Others defend their right to keep private matters private, reminding everyone that they owe the world nothing. Through it all, Gökberk remains, as ever, composed. He has been seen entering and leaving the clinic at odd hours, hat pulled down, mask on, and those who spot him say he moves like a man on a mission, here to support, not to be seen supporting. If this is a love story, it is one that unfolds without fanfare. If it is a friendship, it is the kind we should all be lucky to have. Meanwhile, Cemre prepares. There is a quiet around her now, a bubble of calm that even the media cannot puncture. She focuses on health, on gentle movement, on rest. She spends late afternoons with family, hands resting on her growing belly, talking to her child in a soft voice only the closest can hear. She has chosen her hospital and her team. She has arranged the music that will play, the dim lights that will soothe, the little comforts that will ground her. And she has chosen who will hold her hand when the first cry arrives. Fans, of course, are reading tea leaves in every detail. When she posted a photo of a simple white blanket folded on a chair, comments stacked like a tower within minutes. When he liked that photo, it became an index of hope. When she wore a neutral ring on her right hand, circles and arrows appeared on the image as people wondered whether the symbol meant more than it seemed. The obsession might be overwhelming for others, but for now, both stars appear unbothered. They are letting the world talk, and living their truth in rooms without cameras. And still, the same question hovers: what will Gökberk say? Will he step forward in the coming days with a statement that puts an end to the guessing? Or will he continue to be who he has been, a steady presence at her side, allowing actions to speak more elegantly than a caption ever could? The possibilities have their own romance. Some are hoping for a casually dropped sentence in a press line. Others expect a simple, written message: I'm here for her. I've always been here for her. For now, his silence is not cold, it is careful. It protects her peace and protects the moment. What makes this story so compelling is that it belongs to both of them, yet it is entirely hers right now. The final days before birth are a suspended kind of time, a slow countdown where every heartbeat matters. Cemre's choice to say his name in this context tells us everything we need to know about trust, about presence, and about the invisible threads that tie two lives together in ways an audience may never fully see. Whether this becomes the reveal of a great love or the celebration of a friendship that defies labels, it is already a lesson in tenderness. As the timeline fills with edits from their series, fans are remembering the little things: how he stepped half a pace behind when she needed the frame alone, how she looked at him when she thought no one was looking, how their bodies seemed to find the same rhythm in scenes that demanded silence rather than speech. Perhaps the cameras noticed something the scripts did not. Perhaps they found the beginning of a story that wouldn't need to be written, only lived. Brands have reached out. Offers for joint campaigns sit in inboxes, waiting for answers they may never get. This is not a campaign, it is a moment. Even the industry knows it, in the way producers and directors speak gently around their names, protective of a stillness rare in their fast-moving world. Her colleagues have sent flowers, warm messages, a few jokes to break tension. His friends have quietly cleared space for him to be where he wants to be. It all circles back to a hospital room where the light will be low, the voice is softer, and one person will be invited to stay. So where does that leave us? With a truth we can hold, Cemre Arda, on the brink of welcoming a new life, has chosen Gawkberg Yilderim to be her anchor in the storm. This is not a press-driven decision, not a headline choreographed for buzz. It is the most private decision a person can share publicly. And it has made her even more beloved. She has reminded everyone that real connections can be quiet. That devotion can be simple. That you can stand by someone without saying everything out loud. We wait now, the way fans always wait when two stars write their story in the spaces between scenes. Will he step forward with a sentence that changes the contours of the conversation? Or will they keep walking, side by side, letting their choices tell us what words cannot? Either way, the next chapter is almost here, wrapped in blankets and new beginnings. This has been your update from Turkish series Stars, where we listen closely and tell it as it is felt, not just as it is said. Thank you for watching, for supporting, and for caring about the people behind the roles you love. Make sure you've subscribed, hit like, and turned on notifications so you don't miss what comes next for Cemre and Gökberk. Until the next video, take good care, hold your own loved ones close, and remember, sometimes the truest stories are the ones told in whispers, in quiet rooms, with just two people and a heartbeat between them.